In this video, I'm going to be going over how to tell the difference between first edition, Shadowless, and unlimited Pokemon cards. Make sure you stay till the end so you don't miss a thing. So each one of these cards has a distinct feature almost that if you don't know what you're looking at, you might buy the wrong card and pay the wrong price for it. To demonstrate these differences, I'm going to be looking at the cards on Pokedata.com. They list prices that are based on eBay sales data. I don't know how updated those are, but they're pretty good estimate on what people are paying for these cards nowadays. So I'm going to use Pikachu as an example just because it's yellow and bright and it's easy to read stuff on there. So we're going to be looking at the first edition first. How do we know this is a first edition Pikachu card? Okay, number one, it says edition with a 1 circled in black. Okay, that's your first indicator that it is a first edition Pokemon card from the base set. A lot of times you'll see a symbol here or down here. It might look like a paw print. It might look like Vileplume. It all depends on what set we're looking at. If you have a symbol in that location, then you're not looking at a base set Pokemon card. You're looking at something other than. All right, so just looking at this, we know that it's a first edition card. There's no other base or symbol here. And we can see down here it says 1999 Wizards. So we know it was printed in 1999. Another telltale sign that this is in fact a first edition card is that there are 4 dates here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think it's 1995, 96, 98, 99. It's kind of blurry, so I can't make it out. But if it has a first edition stamp and 4 dates, 4 years down here, odds are you're looking at a first edition base set with no symbol here. Another thing you want to look at when you're trying to determine whether or not this card is in fact a first edition is the lack of any dark shading along this right side and along the bottom. If you see dark shading, that's called a shadow, or is referred to as a shadow. And hence it would no longer be a first edition Shadowless card. It would be in fact an unlimited card. For instance, I'm going to skip Shadowless and I'm going to go over to the unlimited version. See here on the unlimited, it has that dark shading that I'm referring to. Okay, it's also missing that first edition stamp. And if you look down here, it only has 3 years. I think it's 95, 96, and 98. Okay, so this is a telltale sign right here and right here that you're looking at a base set unlimited card. Now, mind you, you want to also double check to make sure there's no other symbols here, okay, or here. Sometimes they put them over here. It all depends on the set. Okay, so we'll reiterate first edition base set. You've got the first edition stamp, no shadow, and you've got 4 years down here, okay? Let's move on to Shadowless. So this was the very first set printed in English, the first edition, and then soon after, they printed the Shadowless version. Okay, and all they did here was remove this first edition stamp. This was following the first edition. There still is no shadow here, no first edition stamp, and you still have the 4 years, 95, 96, 98, and 99. Okay, so this would be considered a base set Shadowless card. Now, notice the difference between what Pokedata thinks that this card is valued at compared to the first edition. So Pokedata is saying that the Shadowless Pikachu, Yellow Cheeks, is worth about $19.55, whereas the first edition, Pokedata is valuating it at about $95. And that, again, that's based on recent eBay sales data. Another thing I should probably bring up since we're on the topic of Pikachu and base set, for first edition Pikachu, they printed both a Red Cheeks version and a Yellow Cheeks version. Okay, so the first edition is going to have a Red Cheeks and a Yellow Cheeks. The Shadowless will also have that Red Cheeks and the Yellow Cheeks. Now, they both have the same card number, 58. I don't know if it was an error or if it was intentional, but it happened. So we've gone over what a first edition card looks like and a Shadowless. Let's move on to the third printing, the unlimited of base set. Okay, so again, no first edition stamp, no additional set symbol right here. Only this time we do have that little shading along the border. Okay, the shadow. This would not be considered a Shadowless card. This would not be considered a first edition Shadowless card. Boom, you can tell right away there's a shadow. This is neither of those prior to. Another thing to look at too, you've got the 3 years down here as opposed to 4. Remember, first edition and Shadowless both had 4 years listed there. The Unlimited set just has 95, 96, and 98 listed. And again, Pokédata believes that this card is valued around $2.60. So you can see why it's important to understand what you're looking at, what you're buying when you make the decision to purchase one of these cards, and if you're trying to complete a set. Because if somebody puts a title up on eBay that says it's a first edition Shadowless Pikachu and then puts this unlimited card up there, you're spending $95 on a $2 card. So it's part of the reason why I'm making this video, is so that you can make educated decisions when you guys are trying to complete your sets, because I love collecting Pokemon cards. I love completing sets. And I know how important it is to be careful with the money that you do spend and to make sure that you are getting the correct cards for your set, because otherwise you're just wasting money and time, and it's a big frustration. So what really prompted me to do this video is the other day I was on eBay and I was looking for a first edition Pikachu, actually, Yellow Cheeks, to help me complete my first edition collection in my binder. And so I'm scrolling through eBay and I see random stuff like this right here. It says Pokemon Wizards of the Coast base set first edition Shadowless Pikachu. And then I immediately noticed that there isn't even a first edition stamp on the picture, and that the buy it now price is $146. So I clicked into it. I took a closer look, and again, yeah, there's no first edition stamp. There's a huge shadow right there. And there's only 3 years, 95, 96, and 98 down at the bottom. Immediately tells me that that is not a first edition or Shadowless version of this base set. This is, in fact, an unlimited card, priced at a first edition card. Okay, so hopefully you can see the importance of knowing exactly what you're looking at. So what I did was, from there, I started scrolling through these, because I searched first edition Pikachu. I started scrolling through these, and I noticed that, okay, here's another one missing that first edition stamp, and boom, they're already asking $50 for what looks like another Shadowless card. Okay, they're all over the place, folks. They're all over. People don't know what they're selling. I don't know if it's intentional or if it's grandma who finds a binder downstairs and she just doesn't have any idea what she's trying to sell. But here's another one, first edition Yellow Cheeks Shadowless. So they knew, in fact, that it was Yellow Cheeks. However, they had no clue what a first edition or Shadowless base card actually entailed, because you can see the shadow there, and you can see that there's no first edition stamp, and it looks like it was like burnt or something. Okay, here's another one, first edition base set. First edition base set Pokemon. Notice the huge shadow there. Notice the 3 years down there. Okay, this is clearly an unlimited card, and the starting bid on this is $250. And it's sad to say that people are actually going to bid on that and actually going to buy that one of these days. And this guy's going to make out like a bandit. Zika 13, 100% positive feedback as of now. I'll call you out. I mean, you're going to list that at that price and sell somebody the wrong card. You deserve to be called out. So if you're posting these cards, please make sure you're doing the right thing and posting the correct card. There is a caveat that I did want to discuss real quick as far as identifying first edition, Shadowless, and unlimited versions of a specific card in the base set. The only caveat card in base set is going to be Machamp. When Wizards of the Coast printed the Shadowless version of Machamp, they left the first edition symbol, they kept it without the shadow, and they kept the dates. It's the same exact looking card as the first edition. So there's so many cards out there that people have no idea which print run it came in. Unless, like, the day it came out, you opened up the Pokemon pack. Unless day one that Pokemon cards came out, you ripped a pack and got Machamp. That's the only way you're really going to know if you truly have a first edition Machamp. However, when they printed the unlimited version, they did in fact throw the shadow there. Okay, so they left the first edition stamp, but they added the shadow. I guess the artist was in a hurry, or maybe it was intentional, but oh, hey, it's first editional, but I'm just going to add a shadow. Probably the same guy selling these cards on eBay. But then they also changed the year down here too. So you've got 3 years, 95, 96, and 98, I believe. So there is a way to distinguish which Machamp is an unlimited card, but there's no way to distinguish which is a first edition or a Shadowless Machamp. So that's the only caveat. Every other Pokemon card in base set, first edition Shadowless, and unlimited follows those guidelines. I hope this video helped you guys out and saved you some money maybe, and hopefully guided you to the right card that you're looking for. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you did like this video, please leave it a like. And you can also check out other videos such as this one or this one. I don't know where I'm going to put it or where YouTube's going to put it, but